Hey guys, this is BlueZoneComms here, and we're going to be interviewing an interesting person today. I'm Marcos Flores.
And I'm Deji.
And there's Deji. And why don't you introduce yourselves?
Well, I would disagree with you in the interesting part, but I am Steve. I'm also known as Balenaproductions here on YouTube. I'm known for the Sonic Zombie series and the Sonic and Jaws thing that's probably in everybody's recommended box the moment you click a Sonic video, and I apologize for that.
Okay.
I apologize. I have to disagree. For me, it's the zombie one.
Oh, well, that's even worse because there's a lot of inappropriate material in there. But
Okay, well then I will start off with my first question to you, Steve. How did you start off your channel? Your YouTube channel?
Well, a long time ago, back in the age before YouTube, if you can believe there was such a time, I was always someone who wanted to be a video creator. Especially with Sonic, because I had a lot of stories to tell. And when YouTube came around, it was this radical idea that you could put your video online and people could watch it in an instant. Because before that, if you had a video that was at all viral or anything, it was kind of shared around email and stuff like that. So the ability to have that was great. And I pretty much just had the idea that I wanted to make Sonic videos, and Gary's mod was so easy that even a baby could use it, so I just kind of put together a little thing called Glitch Hog, and it took off way more than I ever thought in the world that it would.
Interesting.
Alright, my question. What's your most proudest video?
My most what?
Sorry. What's the video that you've done that you're the most proud of?
That's tough because usually, like, immediately after it's uploaded and rendered, I immediately hate that video. I guess I'd have to say the first Christmas with Sonic is my, I guess, most proud video. It was a lot of fun to make, and I feel like it does have a lot of heart, and it does kind of feel very Christmassy. I guess if not that, it would have to be my new Frozen in Jurassic Park video, because I made that in about 20 minutes and it blew up, and I absolutely love sharing that with people who are sick of hearing about Frozen. And especially like my older brother, he's big into the Walt Disney World stuff, and he's got a lot of people on his Facebook who are, "Oh my god, did you see Frozen? Oh my god, let it go, let it go." And my brother's sick of hearing about it. So when I shared that, it kind of gave him ammo to use against those people.
Yeah, I own a copy or a DVD of Frozen. I still haven't seen it yet.
Neither have I.
You wouldn't be missing out on much.
That's all I want to hear.
I just want to see it, just to see what the big hubbub
No,
is.
you know, I agree. That's how I actually first saw it. Was everybody on Earth was telling me it's the greatest Disney movie since The Lion King and all this other stuff. I was like, oh, really now? And when I went and watched it, I was like, are you kidding me? But, you know, personal taste, I guess, nostalgia, whatever you have to say, even though I really enjoyed Princess and the Frog.
I have not seen that movie yet.
It's really good. I would recommend it.
Yeah, shame, especially since it's Disney's last 2D or, like, you know, traditional artwork.
Yeah, I like to call it Disney killing 2D animation, because they pretty much made that knowing they weren't going to advertise it, just so they could say, okay, we made one, go away, you know.
All right. Okay, I'll ask the next question is, who is your biggest influence on your work?
Boy, it's tough. I mean, initially, I guess it was the original voice actor of Sonic, you know, Ryan Drummond, because he was what I used when I started doing voiceover online when I was about 12, and even back then people were like, wow, you're really good, and I'm like, I'm 12, you know. But I guess now it's tough. I've never really been influenced by anybody in terms of making videos, I guess. It's been mainly voice work because, you know, I'm a voice actor at heart. I really don't care for animating, but I do it as a means to an end. And obviously, I guess I'm doing something right because a couple people think it's pretty funny. But I would have to say my main influences are Mel Blanc, Maurice LaMarche, Steven Spielberg. But in terms of, like, actually people online who make videos, I really don't have any inspirations, because when I started off, I was kind of the first guy to do what I did with Sonic in anyway, because most of the time back then it was Gary's Mod was like people shooting up the Sonic ragdoll and blowing it up, and I was like kind of the first guy to do like the narrative style. I mean, at least as far as I'm concerned, because I was looking for videos for inspiration and nobody was there. So.
Okay.
That's interesting. I've noticed in some in your channel that you also do reviews.
Sort of. Like, well, I thought I'd get into the whole review thing because I thought it was a good way to, because a lot of people, you know, with the audience of my size, whenever anything remotely Sonic happens, I'm immediately bombarded with, you know, tons of messages. Hey, what do you think of it? What do you think of it? And it was kind of at first a way to say, well, this is what I think of it. But then people didn't like that I had negative opinions, so I kind of stopped doing reviews, and I replaced it with a little series called Steve's Thoughts, where it's pretty much just me coming freshly off of whatever it is and just blabbing into the mic for how long it takes. And I feel like that does a bit better for me, because I'm not really a structured review kind of guy. You'd be like, let's talk about the controls. So if you press the A button, you jump. You know, I'm like, dude, we know. We played the game. Just tell me, do you like it or not? You know, but that's just me.
Well, that just kills a question I was about to ask.
Oh, really?
I was going to say, as someone who, I want to make reviews, and I want to know any advice you could have given me.
Well, I can still give you advice. Like, I mean, just because I, you know, don't really do them anymore. I would say the best advice I can give about reviews is, in this day and age of the internet, I would highly recommend you plaster the fact that it's your opinion everywhere. Because, like, if you say, well, I thought that this game, even if you say, I thought that this was better than this, they're like, well, your opinion is different than mine, you're evil, you know. And always remember, I made up a little that's not a psychological thing, but a little kind of a thing I made up. It was, my different opinions don't make me your enemy, it makes me an individual. So just remember that people are gonna hate on whatever you say no matter what. It can be even super positive, it can be super negative. You're going to have both sides of the fence. Just give yourself a honest review. Just whatever you felt. Like, don't, well, the world likes this game right now. I better give it a good review, because then you're kind of selling yourself out, you know?
Very true.
True. And I go to forums, so I already know how people feel about my opinions.
An opinion is a dangerous thing to have on the internet.
Oh, yeah, so yeah, it's the internet.
And that also leads me to another question. Why did you remove your Lost World review?
Oh, I didn't. Wait, you mean Sonic Lost World?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I never made it. I pretty much have the script available on my Mediafire. I just kind of felt like reviewing a game that's been reviewed 100 times is almost pointless. And I honestly feel like the next time I would do a regular review is if something significant happened, like just crazy idea. I'm not saying that like it's gonna take this, but Sonic Adventure 3 with Ryan Drummond, yeah, I would review that because that's significant. But Sonic Lost World's just another Sonic game, and you know whatever's gonna come out this year will probably be just another Sonic game. That's not worth reviewing for me. And my Lost World review was positive. I thought that was a pretty good game, and you know. Everyone's complaining, well, it's hard, it's hard. Well, I don't think you're ready for platformers if you think that game is hard.
Okay. Now, all right, I'll go on to the next question. Is what is the most difficult video you've ever made?
Well, truth be told, it's kind of for a stupid reason. Sonic and Jaws. As much as I kind of really don't care for that video anymore, I know it's my big video everybody knows me for besides the Sonic zombie stuff. The reason why that video was hard was because, well, it's the first time I ever did something that was 30 minutes. That's a long YouTube video. And the main reason why it was difficult was because most of the video takes place on the ocean. And in Gary's mod, I would set up the boat with everything on it, the chairs and the characters. And if you just so happen to accidentally click that boat, it all goes to the bottom of the ocean, and you got to go down there, and you got to get it again and bring it back up. I would say that, like, I spent at least 7 hours of making that video getting stuff back up from the ocean floor. And I remember the last day of making it, when the boat finally was going to go underwater, I was like, thank God I'm done with this. And that's one of the reasons why I moved to Source Filmmaker, was because it's all controlled. Oh, you made a mistake, just undo it, you know?
Yeah, it makes it much easier. Okay.
You can go next, Marcos, to say hi, Jack, the second turn.
Okay, all right. All right, I was gonna ask. Well, obviously, you're a fan of the Sonic franchise. How did you get introduced to Sonic?
Well, when I was 4 years old, my mom had noticed that my sister and I did not get along very well, and she was reading some kind of magazine article that these new video games are bringing, couples, like kids together, and they'll do things together. So my mom went out in good faith and bought a Sega Genesis, and it just so happened to be bundled with Sonic 2. And of course, that first night she hogged, like my sister hogged the entire system, so kind of defeating the purpose. But the next morning she went to school, because at the time I wasn't in school, and I popped in the Jurassic Park game, kept dying. I popped in Toe Jam and Earl, kept dying. Popped in Sonic, and immediately got it and fell in love with the character. And pretty much just since then, I've loved Sonic. I mean, now it kind of hangs by a thread, but for me, after generations, there's always hope that it'll be good again.
And I probably might kill that hope when I ask this. What's your opinion on Sonic Boom as a whole?
Well, do you guys allow swearing on the show?
Yes.
Sure, go ahead.
Now.
Trust me.
Okay, I will say
impressions
this.
video.
I am smart enough to have not bought the game. I've seen 6 episodes of the TV show, and quoting one of my favorite characters from Jurassic Park, Ian Malcolm, that is one big pile of shit. It is, in my opinion, awful, and that TV show is kind of like written by writers. It's really like, it's funny because it's funny. You know what I mean? Like, it's like Evil Ham. Why is that funny? Well, because it's Evil Ham. Well, can you treat me like a person and not a statistic? And the game, I don't even have to say anything on. You could go search Sonic Boom and you will find a treasure trove. And I think it's funny, though, because they tried to patch it now and removed all of the funny things about it, like the infinite jump glitch and the bad frame rate. But, whatever. I was just smart enough not to even touch that thing with a 10-foot pole.
I wish I was smart as you, because I got the game day one. And
I can't say I blame you. It's tough being a Sonic fan. You always just hope that, well, maybe this time,
Yeah,
but I kind of stopped that a couple years ago. I haven't bought Sonic games like willingly, except with the exception of Lost World and Generations. So,
well, this is the first one I got in a while, and
I kind of felt like the prophet, though, because like the day it was announced, I knew it wasn't going to be good. But Steve, you got to give it a chance. Why? I see what's going on these gameplay videos. Well, just wait till E3. So E3 comes along and it looks like garbage. But no, you haven't seen enough. No, you haven't seen enough. A week before it comes out, you haven't seen. Excuse me. There's like 6 months of footage I've seen. I think I could judge with my wallet. It's easy for like the younger generation because they go up to mommy and they go, "Mommy, can you buy me this game?" Or even, guys my age, usually like they have a job, but at the same time they're still living at home. So like for me, it's either I could spend $60 on a game I don't think looks good, or I could feed my house. You know what I'm saying? Because I am independent. So in this day and age, it's really tough for me to just go blow $60 on something I don't think is going to look good. So
right. Okay. All right then. With that being said, what is your favorite Sonic game? 2D, 3D, I mean, could be anything.
Yeah, I'll say this. My answer for my all-time favorite is so overdone, it's crazy, and that is Sonic 3K, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Yes. I consider Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles one game.
They are one game, yeah. Originally they were supposed to be one.
Yeah, I know they originally were, but then I've always have, like, I never played Sonic 3 or Sonic and Knuckles. I've always played Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But my favorite 3D Sonic game was surprisingly Sonic Generations, because I love Sonic Adventure. Believe me, I prefer the physics-based controls of Sonic Adventure, but I just felt like Sonic Generations was just a nice, tight package that was so focused on... It wasn't trying to force you to try a new thing that you just awkwardly were going to have to get through to get to the good stuff. It was literally imagine, if you will, a Sonic Adventure game, or, Sonic 06 and stuff, is like a plate of food, but you got to get through all the vegetables and the nasty garbage to get to the... Oh, excuse me, my cell phone went off. You have to go through all these things like to get to the good stuff, the steak. Sonic Generations is literally a steak, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing in there that's... Nobody ever said, like, you know what I hate about Sonic Generations? Is playing as this third awkward character. It's just, You play as Sonic both times. Like, what a genius way to make a Sonic game to have multiple characters. Both of them are Sonic. And truth be told, I haven't fanboyed ever, but when I saw classic Sonic, I kind of yelped, you know? And it was, I just always like to say it was funny because the day before Sonic Generations trailer was announced, I had said on a Sonic forum, oh, I hope Classic Sonic's in it, and I just hope he's a mute. And I was ridiculed. Classic Sonic is never coming back. You're crazy. And then that next day, there he was. And I just had the biggest shit-eating grin I've ever had.
Oh, wow. I remember when the trailer was announced, I was like, happy. Alright. Alright, did you ask the question?
And this is related to your work. What was the origin behind Christmas with Sonic?
That's an interesting one. Because my girlfriend and I had made a Flash cartoon back in 2008 called the Oh My God Most Original Fanfic Idea Ever. It's an old one, and it's the one with I'm going to eat the rock candy, and it was so popular that we couldn't believe it. It was featured a lot of places, and this was before my YouTube days. And we had for years been trying to make a sequel. We had tried, maybe we'll do one parodying Sega, or maybe we'll do this, and we just couldn't think of anything. And we just said, why don't we do a Christmas special? Why don't we have it where Sonic's got to go to his mom's house? And, my girlfriend is a fan of Sonic Underground, and she's not proud of it, but she does like it. And we were like, well, why don't we...
It's her opinion. It's her opinion.
Yeah, it is. Believe me, I'm in the same boat as that. But we were like, well, why don't we take Manic, Sonia, and Alina and turn them into Sega Sonic characters? Like, let's not make them royalty. Royalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were really happy with the result. I feel like we have something that every year people can watch during Christmas. And last year's the Christmas with Eggman, I feel, was the best one, and I really enjoyed that video. And it's just such a shame that it's always ruined because the Silver fans have to cry.
Oh my God, yeah, it is. It's a joke. Come on.
I hate to stereotype, but it always seems like the Silver fans who cry and whine have like really poor grammar, so they're probably still in kindergarten. But
okay, I'll go with the next question. Do you play a lot of video games? And if so, like, what's your favorite type of genre of video games?
I do play, I wouldn't say a lot of video games. I'm not that kind of person who literally has everything pre-ordered that's ever coming out, because I have a PC and a Wii U. I don't do the Xbox and the PlayStation stuff. I would say that I love playing video games. It's absolutely like the one thing in life that really I just love to sit down and do besides fishing. And like, I think my main thing I like about games is when a new one comes out and it's not garbage, because we're getting a lot of garbage these days from every company. They're releasing games half finished. But I would say my favorite gaming genre is, it's tough. I have so many, but the one I would have to say I could keep coming back to over and over again is like medieval fantasy RPG. Like, my favorite game of all time is Oblivion. And Skyrim was a disappointment, but it still was better than a lot of games that I've played lately. I'm not really crazy about first-person shooters, but I do like first-person games like for example, Evolve, where it is a shooter, but you're not shooting at each other, you're shooting a monster. And like, I just got into a game called Depth, and that game is fantastic. I love that game. It's a game where you play as a shark or you play as a diver, and it's fantastic. But yeah, I definitely play a lot of games, but I'm not camped on a game all day long. Like, I know people who every time you talk to them, they're playing a video game, and I'm like, I don't know how your eyes and your thumbs can handle that.
Yeah, right. All right.
Yeah, that's very. This is my last two questions. How do you handle criticism, like from?
Oh, well, I love
people
criticism.
that watch your videos and stuff.
I love criticism. I feel like criticism is the absolute best thing for a creator, an artist, whatever you want to call me. But there's a big difference between being a hater and being a critic. Like, a critic would say, well, I don't like this video because I feel like you know, the way the characters were portrayed were kind of off. Maybe they were too mean-spirited, and maybe I didn't like the way that, you know, the story handled, or the animation wasn't that great and stuff like that. But then there's straight-up haters like, this video sucks, I'm 12, you know. Like, for example, criticism is what led me to use Source Filmmaker, because I released a test piece for a movie I'm making called Sonic and Jurassic Park. And people were like, well, this is good, but I just feel like it's not as full of life as it could be. So I said, you know what, that's it. I got to move to Source Filmmaker from Gary's Mod. And criticism is your friend, man, you know. And I don't like people who can't take criticism. You know, I have a lot of aspiring voice actors asking me, Steve, what did you think of my voice? And when it's kind of really bad, I let them know. But then they take it so personally. It's like, I've always felt like it's better to know the truth now than to put effort into something and hear the truth from someone else. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's why my mom's an entertainer. She's a singer, and when she would come up to me and say, well, how do you think I look tonight? I tell her, no, you got to change this, you got to change that. And she liked that. And my girlfriend likes that. How do I look? I'm like, nah, not so good. Change this. See, any other girlfriend, I'm like, oh, you think I'm ugly? It's like, no, I'm just telling you the truth. So that someone else outside doesn't tell you this when it's too late, you know? But yeah, I think criticism's super helpful. You should always take it into consideration. It's not always hate, but you'll know when it's obvious. Like, this video sucks. I like this, and you don't like that. That is dumb, you know? Compared to, well, I feel like the animation in this is kind of bad, or I feel like the way you reviewed this was too harsh and stuff like that.
Okay, I guess I'll ask this question. What was that?
No, continue.
Okay, I was gonna ask, what is your favorite color?
It is kind of a stupid one. A lot of people like to be cynical. I always say black, but then you get, well, technically black is not a color. It's like, look, it's a color, okay?
Right.
It's in the Crayola.
Wait, who said that? who said that? It's the first time I'm hearing.
Black is not a color. It is actually it is all devoid of color. Look, it's a color. Shut up.
Yeah, seriously, it's just stupid.
Yeah, but black is my favorite color, and if not that, like a nice deep blue, like black and blue are my favorite colors together. In fact, my entire computer setup is pretty much themed of black electronics with blue LEDs, so.
Oh, nice.
And my last question. Are you excited for Jurassic World?
I originally wasn't, because I've always kind of had the stance, well, Jurassic Park 3 was awful. I don't want them to ever make another Jurassic Park. But, you know, over time, all these things that have been released and what the director has said, I was kind of warming up to it. I was like, well, maybe, yeah, because my idea of a fourth one was always going back to the original park, in which they're going to do. But then my hype thrusters went into maximum when they showed that the original T-Rex from the first movie is back in this one, and I'm like, okay, I'm on board. I'm going to be there day one.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Here's the next question. After this, I'll ask the last one. Do you like to listen to music? If so, like, what's your favorite type of music to listen to?
I am very big into music. Music has been a big part of my life. You know, I was raised by musicians, so pretty much. My favorite music genre is film score, which is, you know, of course, the music you hear with the movies. Not like Transformers, where they get, like, you know, rappers and stuff, but like film score, like the orchestration. I listen to that all the time. But I'm also very fond of jazz, big band, rock and roll, and not modern rock. Not the, hey, I'm singing into the black. No, I'm talking about like 80s stuff.
Right.
And I'm also have a very big weak spot for theme park music, if that makes any sense. Like, I go to Disneyland like almost every couple of weeks, and I love the music there. You know, stuff like Splash Mountain. And also, video game music is big, too, and that really actually helps me work. When I'm animating Sonic, I like to listen to Sonic music.
Same here. Okay. I'll be asking the last question. After that, we'll be done with the interview. Last question is, what does the future hold for you?
Well, as Doc Brown said, the future hasn't been written yet. For me personally, right now, every ounce of energy in my life is being focused on my big film, Sonic and Jurassic Park, which is finally going to be coming out this year after I've been promising since 2009. And in my opinion, it's going to blow everybody's socks off. You know, I've seen all these Sonic fan films come out, and they've all been really mediocre. They've all been way too catering just to Sonic fans. In fact, I have a very solid thing for my videos is that, yes, Sonic may be in it, and you can nod to Sonic fans, but if you make your video just for Sonic fans, you're not going to broad out to anybody but a closed group of people. And Sonic and Jurassic Park is not being made for just Sonic fans, not just for Jurassic Park fans. It's just going to be a movie that you can sit down and you can really watch and get into, where it's not going to lead off on a cliffhanger. It's not going to cut in the middle and say, watch out for part 2. It's going to be this big chunk of a thing that I'm hoping takes everybody by surprise and people really like it, because Sonic and Jaws, I really don't like that video anymore, but for some people, it really rings in their head that they love this thing, and Sonic and Jurassic Park is going to make Sonic and Jaws look really bad in comparison. And the only other thing in my future is I'm really hoping that sometime soon I can really break out into voiceover, because I'm just kind of working on my YouTube channel right now, and it might be the best thing, because the voiceover industry is not in a good shape, but this YouTube industry is rising and rising and rising. And I'm also hoping that someday soon a great big Sonic game will come out that all of us can agree is great, and I can stop being such a grumpy old man, in a sense, to the Sonic fan base, because I know a lot of them are younger, and I know a lot of them go to the store and their first game is Sonic Colors, and they think that's the best Sonic has ever had to offer, when if they really, you know, when they get a little older, they'll realize how just truly masterful the classics are, and they can appreciate them. But, you know, I'm hoping that by the time I'm 30, you know, maybe Sonic will be back in as great as he ever was. But for now, if you really like that old Sonic spirit, I would recommend sticking to my channel, because a lot of people say, I don't like Sonic, but I like your videos, and that really makes me feel happy that just using the character Sonic isn't the only reason why people like my videos.
Right.
So, really, the big thing in the future, Sonic and Jurassic Park. And maybe after that, I could finally get to work on other things. I'm thinking about doing a Sonic and King Kong for Halloween, because I was working on that last year and it got canceled. And of course, if you guys want to hear more from me, I stream every single week on my gaming channel, Pixel Brains, which is hosted by my best friend. And recommend you guys go over there. It's a lot of fun, a lot of laughs.
Okay.
Yeah, I watch it occasionally.
I'll be sure to do that, yeah. Okay, well.
All right, so good luck.
Yeah, good luck with your video, man. And
yeah, thank you guys. I hope your channel grows and is prosperous. You guys are doing a good thing by interviewing people, because it gets people like me to like it, and then more people go over there, and then they see your content, and then they'll want to stay. You know, that's how it works.
Right. But yeah, thank you for accepting the interview, man.
Hey, no problem. You guys are the first in a long time to ask to interview me, so it's a pleasure.
Okay. Well, that's all we have for today, guys. And that's pretty much it.